Hi, this is Corey Coons, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to this Miracles Coaching Conference Call with Dr. Joe Vitale. And I'm one of Joe's Miracles coaches, so it's a real privilege for me to be here this evening and to ask Dr. Joe some questions. So it's with love and gratitude that I welcome my friend and mentor, Dr. Joe Vitale, to this call.
Oh, thank you. I've been looking forward to this, and that was a beautiful introduction. So here we are, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So if you've got questions, I'll think of answers.
Okay. All right. Now, this one, I'm going to take you back to, it was a question that I asked you about a year ago when you came in person to train us, and I asked you, because I have clients that would tell me this all the time, and I'd start coaching with them, and they'd say, well, Corey, I just don't know what I want. So I went to you and I said, what do I tell my clients who tell me that they don't know what they want? Now, your response to me, and I'm going to put you on the spot here, your response to me was to tell them they're lying.
Right.
Tell them they're lying. And so you told me why you felt that way. But I want you to explain why we truly do know what we want.
I thought for a second there you were checking me to see if I changed my answer in the last year. No, it's still the same. And actually, I first learned that way of answering it from Robert Anthony, who had written a lot of success literature a long time ago, decades ago. He's still around. He's in Australia. And we finally met, and we had some coffee in Las Vegas, and we're sitting down. And I asked him the same question you asked me. I said, I run into all these people, and they say they don't know what they want. And I said, what do you do? He said, I tell them they're lying. And I've always remembered that line. Now, the further explanation is we easily deceive ourselves. Self-sabotage is something that's pretty rampant, but we really don't usually know it. We blame it on other people. We blame it on our upbringing. We blame it on society. We blame it on everybody, but we don't usually look at ourselves. The folks who say, I don't know what they want, are lying because it's an easy way to dodge taking responsibility and taking action. Because as soon as you say what you want, you got to do something about it. As soon as you say, well, I've always wanted to open that donut shop, I've always wanted to open my own dry cleaning place, I always wanted to write my own book, I always wanted to create my own music, I always wanted to sing, I always wanted to dance, I always wanted to be a lawyer. It can be any number of things. But as soon as you admit it, now you have to face the stark reality of what are you going to do about it? And why haven't you done it? So for most of us, it's really easy to skirt all of that and shrug and say, I don't know what I want. That is a cop-out. We can play little games, and in coaching, I often advise people just to imagine possibilities. For example, you can drift back to when you were a kid, and you can ask yourself, what did you really like to do? What kind of play was it? What did you dream about being when you were going to grow up? And even if that starts to unearth some answers or not, you can play with other things, like if you won the lottery. And I'm not into gambling, and I'm not telling people to win the lottery or try to win it, but I'm playing with the idea that if you suddenly had millions of dollars drop in your lap, and you paid all your bills, and you paid your taxes, and you bought toys, and this, that, and the other, what are you going to do with your life? What are you now going to do? Because you take away the survival excuse that a lot of people have. Because they'll say, well, I can't do what I really want because I need to pay my bills. Well, that's just another excuse. So that's a long answer to the idea that we are really deceiving ourselves, that underneath our tiny little smoke screen, which isn't all that thick, is the idea that we do know what we want. We just haven't allowed ourselves the permission to admit it, because as soon as we admit it, we got to do something about it. We've got to go for it, or we got to start making excuses for not going for it. So I'm here to, as I said in the movie The Secret, I lean forward and get in your face and say, look, let's be ruthlessly honest with ourselves. You know what you want. What you need to do is admit it to yourself, and from there we can devise a plan, which can be a really easy baby step of a plan to move forward to bringing it into being. But beginning with the reality that you do know what you want, it's right under the surface of your excuses, is where to start.
Oh, very good. Thank you so much for that. I'm really excited to hear you say that, because these are the types that I the right answers. I think